The strength of record, Ohio State's got the best strength of record, the best strength of... Shut up, okay? I'm tired of all these nerds saying that, and I can't even say it enough. How about we actually watch the games? What about the eye test? Do we just not do that anymore? All right, there we go. I want to make this a short and sweet video because I got to get back to watching this Georgia and Mizzou game. Ohio State, my bad, little bro Ohio State, they got done wrapping up beating Rutgers. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Also, let me say this right now while it's on my mind. That Texas-Kansas State game, it made me mad for Kansas State fans. What is the coach doing? You got all the momentum in the world. For those of you who don't know, you didn't watch the game, to give you some context. It's 27-27. Texas gets a field goal. Then K-State misses a field goal. They get a stop. Make a field goal to send it to overtime. It's all fine and dandy, right? You're going to overtime. You got all the momentum in the world. Texas is the quarterback, Maalik Murphy. It's a different conversation for a different day. We got to talk about this later in the week. But he's pretty much Jalen Milroe 2.0. You don't really know what you're going to get. Sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe not so maybe good. You really never know what's going to happen with Maalik Murphy. And the first drive in overtime, Texas couldn't do anything with, couldn't even move the ball. I think they got 1 yard. They had to settle for a field goal, a 40-something yard field goal. They make it. Well, K-State, they get to the 6. Okay, on the first play, they get to the 6. And the next 3 plays, they only muster up 2 yards. It's 4th and 4. It really looked like about 4th and 4.5 or 4th. But you get the point. It is 4th and 4. A field goal sends you to overtime. You're still in the game. And you got all the momentum in the world. And look, I am all for if you're the road team and you don't have the momentum and you're in overtime or it's late in the 4th quarter and you score a touchdown, go for 2. Because you only need 2 yards. I think it is 2 yards. They put the ball on the 2 or 3 yard line. That's it. 1 play. And a lot of times you do that when you got the momentum. Or, my bad, you don't have the momentum. It's not in your favor or whatever. You get the point I'm trying to make. K-State, though, knowing, and this is, if you're going up against Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley, I get this call because you don't want to get in a shootout with them. But Maalik Murphy in Texas couldn't even move the ball. And you go for it on 4th down. It just frustrated me. That's all there is to it. It's an idiotic decision, number one. And then, well, I didn't even get to the play call. I don't even know what the play call was because they hiked the ball. Quarterback, I mean, he played good. He played out of his mind. The whole Kansas State team, they played to their best abilities. It's a bunch of 3-star recruits and 2-star recruits going up against Texas with all the 4 and 5 stars. I don't even know what the play call was at the end of the game. He falls back, tripped over on his own butt, and threw it up. It didn't even get to the line of scrimmage in the ball game. I mean, if you're a Texas fan, at least in my humble opinion, bittersweet, right? You won the game, okay, playoff hopes are still alive, but good gosh almighty, you play like this rest of the year? I don't know, man. You almost got to feel like another loss is going to come. Or try to put myself in the shoes of a fan. I don't know if I'd be too worried because Quinn Ewers will come back. But you also got to understand, if you lose a game, even if Quinn Ewers isn't in there, Maalik Murphy loses 1 game or whoever's playing, Arch Manning, maybe he comes in there next week or the week after. It doesn't matter. You're not getting into the playoff. Not with 2 losses. So, different conversation for a different day. Now, let me get to the main focal point and the main reason I made this video. Ohio State. And I already know what somebody's going to say. Matt, you're being hypocritical. Matt, you're being hypocritical. Matt, blah, 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 blah. I'm not. Let me explain this. Yes, if you're an Ohio State fan and you're watching this video, I don't expect you to apologize for a win in your own conference and especially on the road. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Never, if you're a fan of any team, apologize for winning a conference game at home or on the road, and especially don't apologize for winning on the road. I don't care if it's to the worst team in the conference by 1 point. Never apologize for a win. Never apologize for that. However, before this game, when the rankings come out, go look at it. I reacted to it. It's on the channel. It's documented. I said Ohio State ain't the #1 team in the country, okay? I already said that. I made that clear. And this, how they played against Rutgers, it solidified that. Granted, I don't know what Georgia's about to do, but I'd still say right now, Georgia is the #1 team in the country. It's not even close. And here's the other thing, too. Everybody's like, is it Georgia or Ohio State? I don't even think Ohio State's look better than Michigan this year. There's something, when I watch this Ohio State team play, there's something off. I don't know if it's, well, I do know what it is. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know. It's the offense. The defense, for their standards, has been phenomenal this year. I'm going to give a little round of applause to the Ohio State defense. They've proved me wrong. I can't call them trash anymore because they're not trash. They played pretty dang good. We'll see what happens when they play Michigan. Now, if Michigan goes out there and steamrolls them by 40, I'm going to start calling them trash again. But until then, I'm going to say they're slightly above average. They look pretty good. I have no problem with saying that the Ohio State defense is good. Unfortunately for Ohio State, the 1 year in the past 8 years you got a good defense, this is the worst offense you've had in 8 or 9 years or so. I don't even know. I've lost count. And it's so weird because we're used to Ohio State having a really good offense and really bad defense this year. Somewhat vice versa. I wouldn't say their offense is bad. No. I'd say their offense is good, but we're just used to them being great and elite. That's the difference. And it comes down to this. When I think of a number one team, Georgia this year has been dominant. Yeah, they haven't been as dominating as they have been in recent years, but they've been pretty dominant. When you watch Georgia play, you're like, yeah, that's a really good team. When you watch Michigan play this year, they've been dominant. Outside of a couple stretches here and there. Ohio State, I just don't get the same feeling because too many question marks on offense. And it goes back to this. I'm tired of all these nerds sitting up here saying, well, the strength of record, Ohio State's got the best strength of record, the best strength of... Shut up, okay? I'm tired of all these nerds saying that, and I can't even say it enough. How about we actually watch the games? What about the eye test? Do we just not do that anymore? My eye test tells me, oh, Georgia and Michigan are better currently, right now, than Ohio State. And I don't even think it's close. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. Because it's not close. If it was close, I wouldn't be sitting up here making this video. It's not close. How do you watch this Ohio State team today, especially against, I ain't even got to this, sorry and sucky Rutgers. Rutgers is bad. Okay? All right. Maybe I'm just stereotyping here because Rutgers has always been bad. They at best are average. They're not very good. You saw it today. Ohio State has faster, quicker, strong. Every team. You put this Rutgers team in the SEC, they don't even make a bowl game. They're probably going 4-8. Okay? That's the bottom line. They don't have athletes like Ohio State or Michigan or Alabama, Georgia. They simply don't. But since they are, I think they're now 6-3. I'll give them average this year. But come on, we're talking about Rutgers, man. It's Rutgers, okay? Northwestern. You got all these sucky and sorry teams in the Big Ten, man. I'll put it to you like this. Imagine what Georgia, today, if Georgia would have played Rutgers, who do you think would have looked better in the game? Enough said. You know who would have looked better. You know. Okay, and the same thing I said in the live reaction to the rankings. If Ohio State and Georgia play tomorrow, I'm not a betting man, but if I were a betting man, I'd go to the bank, take out, now I'm going to up it now after watching this Rutgers games, I'd take out a $2 million loan, bet it all on Georgia. Wouldn't even sweat it, I probably wouldn't even watch the game. Nah, I'll watch the game, what am I saying? But you get the point. I wouldn't even sweat it. You couldn't say the same thing for Ohio State. You couldn't. Georgia and Ohio State play tomorrow, or heck, even if Michigan and Ohio State play tomorrow, I got Michigan or Georgia in that game. Ohio State ain't the number one team in the country. And if Georgia goes out here and beats Mizzou, I don't even care if it's by 7 or 10 points, and they're not number one next week, after watching Ohio State struggle with freaking Rutgers, I don't even know if I can take this college football playoff committee too serious anymore. The eye test has got to matter, man. Throw all the nerdy analytics out the window. When does the eye test start to matter the most? I'm just saying. I want to make this a short and sweet video. I'm going to get back to watching this game. Let me know your thoughts down below about that.